my gosh. Finally here.
So, way back in February, at the very start of this year, we reached out to a company over in South Africa to see if they would like to supply a kind of one-of-a-kind custom solution for what we had in our heads. This was obviously when we were still in Australia, so the whole thing has been a big...
A long time in the making.
Yes, a long time in the making. Finally arrived today, all the way from Durban. It went over by ship.
To Europe, like Hamburg, and then truck to Gothenburg. Yesterday we got the delivery. We were so excited. It ended up not being it. It was like scaffolding for another company. It
was like the all-time anti-climax.
That was, yeah, not a good news.
How is it so skinny?
Don't know. But luckily they were able to do the delivery today, and this time it is the right one.
We've got it, and it is huge. 3.5 meters long by 1.8 meters wide. So it's a big package. Okay, and now we unbox it.
It's like Christmas.
Gosh, haven't we been? Man, we've been looking forward to this. You to be honest, don't cut too deep.
Where to?
Just open it like a present.
There's so many layers. I'm being bigger.
Here is the logo. Bundutop.
Oh, true.
Oh wow, we're so nervous.
I'm really nervous.
I mean, it's more cat. It's like the box that keeps on eating. Actually, at the end, it will be just cardboard. Here we go.
Holy.
Okay, you ready? I'm removing this side as well. You're keeping the suspense until the end.
Look at this.
Wow.
How good is that, Ange? Holy, it's a beast. Introduce this bad boy, Ange.
This is our custom Bundutop Super King, 3 meters by 1.5 meter wide. This is gonna be our rooftop conversion that we're doing.
Yeah, so big job on my hands. Obviously we've got to cut the roof of the TGB, and we are going to cut the bottom out of this. So
There are many reasons why we chose Bundutop and Bundutop, which we'll go over. We initially thought we could maybe do a DIY job ourselves, but for many reasons as well.
yeah, main reason being I'm not skilled enough. Like, let's not lie.
So yeah, we thought we'll actually go with some experts in that field, and we are stoked because the reviews on these products are actually really good. So I think we chose really well, and
this is the most important modification we are going to make on the Volvo. It has to be perfect.
Yeah.
This transforms an unlivable vehicle for us to a highly livable vehicle, and gives us the option of being able to tackle any terrain within reason, which we wouldn't be able to do with other types of scenarios. You know, like for instance, Bowser Unimog's 3.6 meters high. It cuts down on what we can do. This is going to be our perfect scenario, isn't it? I mean, yeah. So,
without further ado, let's try to open it.
So there are 4 latches, 2 on either end of the tent, and I've just got like a little locking tab, which is quite good. So you push the locking tab in and then up and off. So now the tent is free. So it comes pre-wired, which is really cool. So you'll see here we've got Anderson plugs on the side, so waterproof Anderson plugs. That is our solar input. So all we need to do is slap a whole bunch of semi-flexible solar panels on this roof, which is a really nice raw aluminium, so it'll reflect sunlight, which we love. That's just the covering plastic for it. That'll plug straight into the Anderson, and then the other Anderson here will plug into our house batteries. So from here, so completely pre-wired. Now this plug, I'm guessing, is for me to lift the tent. So it's an electronic lifting tent, and there are buttons, and we'll show you again. There are buttons here, so there's up and down, and that is all I know. That is all I know.
So we opened the 4 latches and we press the button.
Okay, so I've just jury-rigged it to this battery, so I'm gonna plug it in.
It's clearing, yeah.
Wow. Holy.
It's mega.
Wow. There's fans, there's lights. It's amazing.
It's like you feel like so far away.
Oakley's gonna go mad in here.
Alright, very quickly, a first impression clip. Wow.
It's amazing.
We could have never built something like this,
No.
that's for sure.
No.
It looks such good quality just as well, just looking at it from up close. One really good thing as well with Bundutop is you can customize everything. So for example, with this one, we could choose the color of the shell, the color of the canvas, the size, the mattress size inside, how many fans. There's just so many options. And I think I'm very happy with the canvas color. It looks really nice.
It's like safari spec. It's so good. It is so good. Wow.
So the reason we're keeping it as well right in a crate is just so that we can move it again later. Obviously, we're not gonna keep it like that. It's just to make sure we can still transport it afterwards.
Yeah. So our thoughts are we'll put it in the back of the workshop horizontally, so I can get the measurements required, and then we need to basically lift it, probably with the forklift on straps, and so I can have a look underneath and work out where to actually make the cuts. So there's a lot of work, but oh man.
One thing as well to add, I've seen many reviews, a lot of people in rooftop tents, you will know the worst is when you've got a bad night with the wind and like everything flaps. The Bundutop tents, they are very well known to be really good in wind, and I can tell like the little little awning tent here is really sturdy. It looks really good.
All right.
Alright, I think the hard job of testing the tent. It's like a proper palace.
This gives you an idea of the size.
Look at that.
Wow. It's comfy?
It is crazy.
Awesome.
It's a 10 centimeter memory foam mattress for memory, which is amazing. And the reason as well why we wanted a very long mattress is because we'll be sleeping with Oakley here at first. So we'll all have some room, because as you can remember on the motorhome, I don't have much room there. So I'm very excited. We might actually sleep here maybe.
Yeah, this is probably more comfortable than the motorhome situation.
It is definitely more comfortable.
Oakley can be down there and you and me can be there.
Yeah, God, it's
Wow.
amazing.
So we won't be keeping the full length of this mattress. I will cut it somewhere because we need obviously our standing, well, I guess we'll probably cut it into 3 pieces so it will stack on one end. We'll talk about it properly what our idea is, and it might change now that we've got it in person.
Yeah, so if you've got actually ideas on how we can make it, especially for the bedding to keep it inside and that it's not too much of a hassle to redo every day.
Yeah.
I tried to find online people who've done similar job and I can't really find anything. So if you've got any tips or links, please let us know in the comments.
That would be helpful because we've never had a roof conversion. On our Jeep it was just a roof tent, so it had a floor like this. So yeah, this is going to be a game changer for sure. I hate that term, game changer.
It is a game changer.
It is. So I don't know if we said, but there's a light and there's a fan on either side where Ange is, so two 12-volt fans. There's the winch there, and then there's these arms. Can you just show them close up of the arms? Very clever winching system. So it's a full mechanical winching system, and they're obviously made out of really lightweight but strong aluminium. And then the inside has midgie-free bug netting, as well as then a full piece of canvas for the windows. And of course we won't be actually accessing the tent via the windows like you normally would with this tent. So we've got a ladder, but we won't be using it in that way. It'll lift up somewhere when I make some sort of false floor, and we will access this tent from within the truck. And it's got some pockets for holding things, and it's all wired up, I guess. It's just great. Wow.
And the view, we've got a proper 360-degree view
Yeah,
from
we've got a view
inside,
of
which
our-
is amazing as well.
Got a view of our
Most popped up, like wedge popped up, just have 3 windows. We've got 4.
got a view of our McLaren, our Saab, our Fiat, our forklift, some TGBs. We're living the dream now, eh?
Not too long, hopefully, not too long. What do you think?
It's huge. You can even stand up in here, as it is.
It's in your bedroom.
Sleepy boy, look at that hairdo.
Post-nap hairdo. Ah, from the pocket. Wow. Pretty cool. Going for a drive. I'm gonna be in it for the first time actually. It's crazy. It's been almost 6 months and I haven't been in it driving.
Ange has never gone for a ride in this. It is time.
And it's quite a mission to get in.
You're not going to have much room with it. I suppose you could put the bag here in the middle.
Luckily, we do lots of step up at the gym.
And in Bowser.
Here we go.
Very good.
So one thing that's been quite tricky with Oakley is in the Unimog, obviously, he's sitting between us. So he was always seeing us. So when we moved to Sweden and he was in the Saab, he really hated not being able to see us. I don't know how it's gonna go down today because that's a new environment. It's a little bit darker as well at the back. So hopefully it doesn't scream and
We shall
hate us.
see. Okay.
All right. Let's go to the petrol station.
Fuel first. We don't want to be running out of fuel. I don't trust this gauge.
Sit there.
All right, team. Got a bit of a vibration coming from the shifter, so that's what that noise is. Wanted to be able to take you for a drive finally.
It's so much higher than expected.
Yeah, it seems small for us compared to the Unimog, but it's still a pretty big truck, really.
It's a good compromise between a 4-drive and the Mog, I think.
Yeah.
It's much quieter than the Mog.
And this this area here is going to get much quieter because at the moment there's a hole going straight outside where the radiator is. That'll be covered up soon. Can't do. So this is where it fires rocks on the side of the truck.
Our first dead road! Woohoo!
Yeah.
On the side of the highway.
Weird.
We found some dirt. Oh my gosh, I missed it. I've missed driving, like I miss running and filming.
It's so smooth.
Oh, it feels so good. Oh, it's been way too long. All right, back running ahead. Got the aircon on?
Aircon is on, I love it. This is my kind of aircon. How good. Awesome wheat fields. Oh, this is fun, Ange, just trundling along. Oh, there's some poppies.
It's been way too long. Just a little taste test. We're not far from the workshop. We just wanted to get out because it's such a beautiful day.
This is fun! Finally get to drive this truck.
Which is nice and narrow.
Yeah, look at this. Beautiful.
Puddle. Yeah, good.
So of course, Skadi has no power steering, so with the larger tyres it's even more obvious. So when you're at a dead stop, there's no point even trying to really turn the tyres. You've got to give it just a tiny little bit of forward thrust and then you can turn and it's absolutely fine. It's an arm workout, but it so far hasn't bothered me. I just imagine on a really long, slow off-road track, I'll be gassed. So yeah, still not jumping straight on the power steering wagon until the conversion is done, because on the diesel it already has the power steering pump, whereas if I put it onto this Volvo B30 for now, it's much more work. I would need to get some sort of power steering pump going on, so that's why we haven't done that quite yet. But there's a few options. There's like a Corsa electric power steering conversion to do, there's a few other electric ones, and there's also the G-Wagon one, which would actually plumb straight up, I shouldn't say plumb, but it would hook straight up to our steering box, kind of on the Volvo itself, so that would be good, and that'll be hydraulic.
Alright, successful drive. We're back at the workshop. It was a really nice afternoon. I'm so glad you took me for a spin. Thank you.
Finally, good.
Alright, back to work. So it's been a few days since we took the truck for a drive. We had a really good time. We were busy since then in the workshop. You probably can't see very well behind us, but a little sneak peek.
Bit going on.
Bit going on
behind.
Chris had some big jobs, but that will be on next week's episode, so stay tuned for that.
Next week's a big one.
Yeah, and a few days ago we went out to another cool event.
Yeah, so Bjorn and Jacqueline invited us to a TGB event, which was 150 kilometers north of where we are,
We didn't end up taking our TGB because it was raining really hard.
So bad.
And because such a long drive, we were concerned that Oakley, for like, you know, only the second time he's been in there, might have freaked out a bit. So we ended up taking the Saab. But that was such a cool event with the highlight, actually a couple of highlights. One of them was I've always wanted to see a Volvo TP21 Sugger. I've always wanted to see one of those cars in person. I shouldn't say always. Since I kind of discovered our Volvo. He makes filming hard, as you can imagine. Back to it. Yeah, a Sugger. They are the coolest car. Let me know what you think. I would love to turn one of those into like a rally desert raid vehicle. I think it would be boss. But they're really rare, so if I got my hands on one, I would have to, you know, do an engine swap and stuff because there's not enough parts for the original. Yeah, okay, anyway, the other main highlight was jumping on a T55 tank. It was an ex-Polish military one, and that was so much fun. Shocking how much acceleration like a 65-ton hunk of steel has. So that was a lot of fun doing that with Bjorn and his boys.
Lots of trucks, lots of other TGB, like the bigger one and stuff. No, that was really cool to go there and do something outside the workshop. We don't do that enough, so yeah, good.
It was great. It was a really good time. It was bad weather, but it was still a really good time.
So yeah, this short episode, we just wanted to do the reveal of the tent because we were so excited. But yeah, the main work is starting next week, so stay tuned. And we'll see you there.
Thanks so much for watching, guys, and appreciate all the support always. Even if I don't comment much, I read all the comments, and yeah, but I usually just try and stick to the work, don't I? Awesome, thanks so much, guys. We'll see you next week.